You know, I swear these amazing armchair race videos are cursed. The first ever episode I did, I filmed twice because the first one, I had a stupid dirt mustache that just didn't know how to look good on camera. The second episode, I filmed the entire thing. I was so happy with it. Looked at the footage, I had a little bit of wing barbecue sauce right here. So I had to refilm that. And this one, I filmed it, and I thought it was fine, but I was using a different camera, and the lighting was shit. It's still kind of shit, but I fixed it a little bit. And also, I don't know if you can tell, but I just came back from the dentist to get a tooth filling in, and I sound funny. I already sound funny as it is, but I sound even more funny because my mouth is all frozen up. And this was supposed to be out yesterday, and I decided to film today because this weekend was hectic. I've come to the conclusion that my time management skills would not win me the race. There, series done. No, I'm just kidding. Roll the intro. Hi everyone, my name is Jake, and I'm your host here at The Amazing Armchair Race, a show where I take a look at the most recent episode of The Amazing Race, and I determine how well I think I would do on the race. This week, the teams got back together after 19 months in Switzerland to continue on the race that was halted due to COVID-19. Now, the first really funny thing here is Phil asks all the teams that are left, there was only 5 there, they brought back 2 other teams that were previously eliminated because 4 couldn't make it. Which, by the way, I would make it. I would. And I wouldn't have been eliminated, but if I was, I would have came back. So no matter what, I'd be included in this group. But Phil asked them, hey guys, what have you done and how have you changed over COVID? And they all had these emotional stories. Tear in my eye. If Phil would have said, Jacob, what did you do since we last filmed? Not a whole lot, Phil. I stayed at home. I didn't really do much over quarantine. I feel really bad now. You know what? I did meet a beautiful girlfriend, Katie, but I met her at the end of August and didn't ask her out till October 1st while they were filming this new series. They started filming September 17th, so Phil very much could have interrupted me discovering the love of my life. Thanks, Phil. That's it. Let's say I made it back. Me and my partner, Jacob and Jacob, or Jacob and Kevin, which, by the way, a lot of you are wondering where Kevin is. He's not coming. He will not. Maybe next week. Stay tuned. He might do a little hello in there. Just stay tuned. Whoever my teammate may be, we would come back and we'd be ready to race around the world, continuing on. And the first challenge, you run past Phil, you get your clue, and you go into one of these big yellow buses, and these yellow buses will take you up the mountains to your first task. There's 3 different buses. Now, there wasn't really a time difference between any of them, but I know we'd make it to the first bus. I just know I would. Go up the hill, take in the beautiful sights, and then everyone got to their first task. First things first, everyone had to go into this gondola, which would just be gorgeous, and I would relish every moment. Because I've only ever been in 2 gondolas. One was in Niagara Falls, which was gorgeous, but it wasn't up a mountain. And the other one was about 12 years ago in Quebec. As I'm heading up this gondola in this beautiful park, I took this. It's a picture of everyone in the gondola, and I'm obviously 4'5" here, probably. So I don't think I enjoyed my last trip, so I would really take this in. We get to the top, and you open your clue. And if you remember in the previous 2 weeks, the first week I took the roadblock. Last week I did not take the roadblock. So this week I think I would, especially since everyone knew by the title of it that it probably had to do with heights. And guess what? I am fine with heights, baby. I love heights. As long as I'm safe, strapped in, I will do anything I can. As long as I know I'm safe, I will run across that mountain. And I think that's exactly what we did. Now, back in my younger days, in grade 10, when I was just a wee little lad, I was involved in this program called the Community Environmental Leadership Program, or CELP for short, where me and 23 other students got together every single day at a campsite, and we learned about the environment and science and leadership and exactly what I said in the title there. And we went on a lot of camping trips where we learned how to overcome these fears and just go for it. And here's a picture of me and my current escape room boss. Actually, he was my high school teacher. And we are going across these ropes strapped in, and the goal is it gets further apart and you hold on to each other. And 2 seconds after this picture was taken, we were the first to go. We both fell. But we were fine. We scared the hell out of every other person that was there, but I was laughing and I was ready to go. I knew I was fine, and I had that determination, that push. My teacher even told me when everyone else was tired on day 4, I was just biking past everybody when we were doing a 5-hour bike trail. Like, when I have this motivation and adrenaline, it is just perfect for me. And I'm not much of a runner either. So I think I was there passing people, just like the YouTuber dads. I'm going to learn these team names eventually. Fun fact, I love the show. I don't know anybody's names. Every other show, I can memorize. I could probably name almost every single person who's ever competed on Survivor, The Amazing Race. I can't name the last 5 winners. But yes, the YouTuber dad, look at his goofy run there. He's almost pulling the guy. He almost fell. That's exactly what I would do. I would just be zooming past. I would want to get there so bad. And of course, to see the beautiful sights and see the different 5 countries at once. Grab the clue. I think I'm in first or second here just because I think I would be nailing this. I'd be having a blast. I'd be running. I'd be taking in the sights. This would be easy for me, and I would just zoom past people. Let's say I'm in second. Now, the thing is, when you got back, you had to wait for a gondola to come, and Ryan and Dusty were team number 1, missed it by 1 minute, and they would have had a 10-minute head start. Now, even though I like to say that I'd probably get that head start, I'd be so fast, I don't think I would. I think I'd be with everyone else. And it was basically an equalizer, that 10 minutes. Everyone got there except for the educator team, who I don't know why he made her do this task, but at least she felt a sense of accomplishment after. And isn't that what the race is all about? So everyone's equalized. We're going down the gondola. And then you got to a detour. You had to pick between a flag twirling task where the choreography had to match the actual flag twirlers, or you had to put a story on a belt together and basically build a belt. Now, I know what you're thinking from the last episode, that I'd be all over the flag twirling. Now, if I was partners with my sister Sadie, who left a very funny comment in last week's video, she's actually a dancer that would know choreography and teach that, and she said we would have nailed the Donald Where's Your Tweezers challenge. This one, if I was partners with her, we'd do this, and she'd be really hard on me, and she would make sure that I get it done. Now, what a lot of teams don't know is that the judges were really easy on them. Like, look at them. They're not even doing it right, and they gave them a clue. And that's why a lot of the teams went up ahead. But personally, if I was partners with anybody else, or if it was my personal choice, if I was partners Jacob and Jacob, I think I would have done the belt task. It just seems, with the history of Switzerland and storytelling, and putting together something on a belt, it just seems like a really fun task. Even though I'm not totally constructionally inclined, I actually have a lot of experience poking holes in my belt since COVID started, and I gained a few extra pounds, and I do that on a regular basis. Whoa, that got dark, let's keep going. So it was actually revealed after the show that Michael and Mo, who got eliminated again, that the challenge was a bit harder than it looks, which is why the other teams went up ahead. But Michael and Mo and the father and daughter team both had to do a speed bump that wasn't aired. That was also revealed, which is they were the only teams that were there, so it's really hard to judge how quickly it was to be done. But those teams were the last 2 teams to arrive, so I think if we got there in good time, we followed the story and looked at what end the belt started with. I don't know why the police officers did not look at what end the belt started with. I think me and my partner would have done really well. Now, I have to mention this since this episode's a bit shorter. I got a text from my good friend Connor from college who said, "Jake, why aren't I your partner? We do so great." And he called me a jackass because that's what he does. And I would say this, Connor, do you remember in television class where we had to put on a news show and we were both in the technical area? I was the TD, you were the sound mixer or something like that. You took off your shoes and put your feet up on the board while we were doing a live show. And God bless him, Aiden, our friend, he was counting down because he was the director ready to put on this live show. And when he put on the earphones and he was broadcasting to everyone around us, 10, 9, 8, 7. Connor, put back on your shoes. 6, 5. So Connor, I will happily be your partner in the Amazing Race, but please, especially if we're in the Alps, put on your damn shoes. So it looked like the task, the belt, might have took a little bit longer, but I think because we were ahead of the speed bump groups, because we didn't get eliminated last time, we would have been just fine. We probably would have came to the pit stop. It looked like that challenge was a bit more out of the way, so there was some directional issues. I'm going to say we got to the mat in 4th, and because I always put myself a notch down, Phil would say, Jacob and Jacob, Jacob and Kevin, Jacob and Katie, Jacob and Sadie, Jacob and Connor, put on your shoes, please. You are team number 5. So I think I would get 5th place in this leg. It wasn't a hard leg. It was a really nice sightseeing leg and a lot of the history of Swiss culture in it. And it just looks beautiful, and that's where I think I would end up. Leave in the comments below where you think you would end up on this leg of the race. Be honest with yourself. Would there be something you'd struggle with? Do you think you'd mess up the choreography on the flags if you chose that? Would you switch detours like Ryan and Dusty almost did? Let me know. Lots of other things happening on this channel. I just uploaded a 13-minute mini video essay doc about the show Arthur and its impact on me, and I really appreciate if you watch that. We have out-of-context commentaries that are being uploaded every Friday. There's going to be more Amazing Race, obviously, and reality TV show content this time on Sunday. I swear, I was really busy. But yes, lots of stuff going on. Just keep an eye on the channel. And thank you again for everyone who's supporting. And it seems that this series is really working out well, and we're meeting some new people, and I'm very happy for that. I just farted. All right, we'll see you next week on Sunday. Travel safe. See you next time.